Let's go. This is the DV Sports and Gaming Podcast. I am Junior / DV Macho. We got Paul, also known as DV Socks, and Sam, who also goes by DV Slasty, likes to get nasty.
It's just DV Slasty. Just to avoid all confusion.
All right, well...
hello, everybody.
I wanted to start something a little bit different. We had some feedback of people would like to get to know who we are, and I think we should start it off with talking about a couple things about ourselves. So I figured I could start off three things about me or about us. We can do age, our sign, like, hey girl, what's your sign? And then like just what our occupation is. So for me, Junior, I am 34. I'm the old man of the group. I got the wisdom. I'm a Pisces, that double backward fish thing, and my job is I'm in.
No idea what I don't even know what a Pisces is.
It's me, bro. That's what it is. And I'm in the Air Force. So, yeah, those are three things about me. If anybody wants to know more, hit us up in our social medias. But how about you, Paul? Let's get you.
I am Paul, DB Socks. I am 25, going on 26 this year. I am the young one.
He's the baby.
I am the child of the family. But I'm also the tallest, so don't be fooled. Age is just a number, right? Just kidding.
It really is.
So sign-wise, I am a Libra. Pretty strong Libra vibes over here.
Macho Libra?
Look up Libra. Yeah.
What does a Libra look like? Is that like a cat or something?
I have no idea. I don't know what it could be. A rat.
I think it's a horse.
A rat.
It's a horse with a
horse?
fish tail.
Horse with the fish tail.
Nah,
That pretty much describes me perfectly.
God.
Horse with a fish tail. Occupation-wise, I am signed by FaZe Clan. Professional.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I do test and balance. I test HVAC equipment because that's what the cool kids do nowadays. But yeah, that's me. If you want to know any more,
all right. I think to avoid all overexcitement on HVAC testing, we'll jump into what Sam does and who Sam is. So Sam is now talking, and I am 28, turning. Well, actually, I'm jumping the gun. I'm 27. I'm turning 28 on the 25th.
Wow, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, man, you just start losing count. So I'm gonna turn 28.
Pump the brakes, bro.
Yeah,
almost on that 3-0.
My sign is same as Junior's. It's Pisces. And then,
Let's go.
Yeah, 2 Pisces in the house. I think that's pretty rare, right, to have 2 Pisces within the same brother group. That's kind of crazy.
We all got a fish part, so we're good.
Well,
Right.
I'm the last day of Pisces, so I got the Aries vibes also.
Yeah, I think occupation-wise, I do sales. I've been doing sales for a while. So,
Hell yeah, man. All right, cool. Well, that's a little bit about us. So we'll probably start doing that every episode just in the beginning. Just a couple things about ourselves so you guys can get to know us a little more. But off of that, we're going to go into our sports topics. Something that we really want to talk about and really get to is the freaking Cowboys losing the goddamn game in the playoffs in the most Cowboys fashion ever. I need to turn down my mic volume because it is getting crazy. But, man, oh, my God, that is so disappointing with how they lost. And you know what's funny? My friend, he texted me at the end of the game and was like, hey, are the Cowboys good enough to win this? And I said, yes, they are, but they're also the Cowboys. And guess what? They ended that game in the most Cowboys way possible. And it is so upsetting. It is so frustrating. And Mike McCarthy needs to be fired. I was calling for his firing on the field. Literally, Gatorade bath with fuel, gasoline, throw a match on him. Fired!
Jesus.
I thought Mike McCarthy,
I digress.
after the game, should have been fired immediately. I would have let him go. That's what I think. Mike McCarthy's the problem. He definitely does not know how to head coach. He's no Bill Belichick. I mean, whenever you have 14 penalties, that's just head coaching. I mean, that's literally just head coaching. That's all that is. You're just playing a sloppy football game, and that's how the Cowboys played all year this year.
All year
they were sloppy, man, all year long. They had good numbers, good passing, really good defense this year. Best defense they've had in a little while, and man, they just could not play some clean football.
The most penalized team in the NFL this year, and that is a reflection on Mike McCarthy and the end of games.
So you guys, the thing is, do you guys have any input on just the way the game really crumbled at the end? It was a run play with no timeouts. I think there was 14 seconds left on the clock. What do you think about that call? Because for me, I thought that was a gigantic risk. As a Cowboys fan, I felt you might as well try 2 attempts to score in the end zone. They were close enough already. It wasn't worth the
one attempt at the
risk. It wasn't worth running it 10 more yards and putting it completely at risk of getting the snap off. And then they would have only had 1 second to run a play.
If they ran it perfect.
At the best. Yeah, at the best scenario. And I thought it was a terrible call. You guys are calling for Mike McCarthy. I'm tired of Kellen Moore. Personally, I know a lot of people say he's had good years, but the running game has been trash ever since he's taken over. Why would, as OC too, like, if everybody knows watching that Pollard should be the guy, and he's never, he should be able to influence that change, I think. Maybe it's Mike McCarthy holding that back. I don't know, but
I think it's the owner.
I think it's
everybody knows who the owner is.
But what do you guys think of the play?
I definitely think that it was the wrong play call. From what I heard, it was Kellen Moore who made the call, but Mike McCarthy also okayed the call because they were both on the headset. And Dak Prescott just ran a little long from what he should have. I definitely think it was a bad play call because they just drove down the field in 30 seconds and went 40 yards. And in 3 plays,
dude.
They could have ran a quick out route and got that yardage, and maybe it took 4 seconds,
done it in
5 seconds.
Yeah, they could have done it in 4 seconds.
Or they could have just took a shot at the end zone and probably had a second shot at the end zone right after that.
Right, and that's what I was thinking. The 2 shots at the end zone would have been way better, and actually you're playing for a win at that point instead of – they were playing so scared all game. I think that is a Mike McCarthy thing. They had 2 or 3 fourth downs in the game where they should have been going for it. And they just never did. They punted every single time. And I saw the camera change to Mike McCarthy on one of them where it was a definite need to think about going for it here scenario. And when the camera panned over to him, as soon as the play was over, he was immediately no, punting. He was immediately thinking, let's go punt. I don't know. He's just so scared.
So Kellen Moore, they were the most explosive offense. They were the number 1 offense in the NFL. They scored a ton of points. So I think that is a reflection on Kellen Moore. I don't think it's a reflection on Mike McCarthy. I think the most penalized team in the NFL is a reflection on Mike McCarthy. The way they handle late game situations, reflection on Mike McCarthy. I think Kellen Moore this is probably a learning thing for him. He's still pretty young as an offensive coordinator. But to get to the point where they were at in that game to run a draw and not give the ball to the ref, it was a miracle for that to even happen. So that whole game, it was just a miracle that we got to that point. And then, of course...
Yeah, the measurement, the spotting of the ball, re-measuring.
I was hoping for the freaking index card again,
So
man.
there was a defensive holding on us that gave them an automatic first down, and I thought the game was over right then. I was like, okay, well, that's it.
Dude, the quarterback sneak.
They got the first down. We had 2 timeouts. I was like, it's over. We just lost, and somehow we get the ball back. It was crazy.
It was highly disappointing, which leads me to think, what are the most disappointing playoff losses that I can think of, that I can remember, that made me feel this way, or was even more heartbreaking? So I made a list of the 5 most disappointing playoff losses for the Cowboys. Do you guys want to hear those and react off of it?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right. So number 5. Number 5 is something I wasn't alive for, but is a direct reflection of the Cowboys and how they lose in these games. And what everybody remembers, its huge highlight reel, is the 1982 The Catch, where Joe Montana throws a touchdown in the end zone. Guy jumps up, reaches real high, makes the catch. Niners win over the Cowboys. What nobody remembers about that game, though, is the Cowboys got the ball back. I think it was like 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. And guess how they lose? Cowboys quarterback gets sacked, fumbles the ball, turnover, game over.
Cowboys fashion.
They've been doing it for so long before I've been alive. That's number 5. All right, number 4. Number 4 was highly disappointing, and it wasn't so much disappointing in the Cowboys. It was just so disappointing because nobody knew what the hell a catch was. And that's Dez Bryant's catch reaching into the end zone. Kind of bounces off the ground, kind of doesn't. And then bobbles it, and it's ruled not a catch. So, what year was that? 2015? Catch that wasn't a catch. Dez Bryant. That
Cowboys
heartbreaking.
Team was
It was so.
They had that's whenever they had DeMarco Murray, right? Or was that prime Zeke when he first got drafted?
No. I think that was Marion Barber.
Was it Marion Barber?
2015? There's no way Marion Barber played in 2015, dude.
I feel like it was DeMarco Murray.
We're gonna have to cut
it
this.
was either. Yeah.
I don't remember the running back for that team, man.
Marion Barber's like 08.
What year was it?
Oh my
Yeah, I think
God.
you're right. 07. Marco Murray. 2015. No. Maybe. But
They had.
we had some killer running backs though on that team.
Hey, they had Darren McFadden.
Oh gosh.
No, this was. So 2014 then?
Maybe it was 2014.
Yeah, they had DeMarco Murray. That's whenever they
I
had
think we
prime
need to-
DeMarco Murray. That might have been his 2,000-yard rushing year too.
Yeah, maybe. But
He was a workhorse for a couple of years there.
yeah, but that anyways, so that's number 4. Super disappointing. Number 3, I have the most recent loss to the Niners. Oh man, that was so it's
Hard
I,
to swallow for Cowboys fans.
everybody saw it coming, right? But everybody was still hoping, and it was still just the Cowboys' way to lose. And it is so devastating. It sucks, man. I'm still going to cheer for them, but it sucks. That was number 3. Number 2, 2006, Romo drops the game-winning field goal. Tries to rush it into the left side. Ball was slick, I guess.
Tony Romo,
man. Just drops
just
the
like-
ball.
Prime Tony Romo right there.
That was number 2. So he was devastated. But for me, that's the reason why it's number 2 is because I was a firm believer in Tony Romo. He is our quarterback. Yeah. He is good. He's going to bring us to the next level. And then the following year in 2007, which is my number 1, Tony Romo throws an interception against the New York Giants. And we lose in 2007. And that was the year where I said, Tony Romo is dead to me! I stopped cheering, stopped supporting. I was no longer a Tony Romo fanatic. And, yeah, that brought out the most emotion was that interception
Cowboys,
after I believed in him all year after that botched field goal. But, yeah, so that's my top 5. It's tough years, man.
Yeah, just reacting off that. For me, I'm probably just sore to what has happened recently, but I also did just pick the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to run with the losing because we ran the ball when we should have been taking shots at the end zone. That's probably one for me right now. Number 2 is absolutely the dropped field goal by Tony Romo. Why is the guy even still holding the kicks? Like, it didn't even make sense, dude.
He really did.
There's so many bad Cowboys losses.
Dude, there's so many. Man.
Dude, the Des Bryant catch, man, that was like their offense was so built that year. Because they had DeMarco Murray, they had prime Des Bryant. Tony Romo was playing good football. Like, their offense was built for Tony Romo.
Against the Packers.
They were... that was, like, their best chance at making it to a Super Bowl and winning. And then it just had to be Cowboys. Had to be Cowboys right there. Had to.
Well, I guess... do you guys have anything else to add on the Cowboys? I think...
No, I'm good on Cowboys.
You guys want to recap the winners of the wild card just to set up the divisional round?
Yeah.
So clearly, Niners won. Huge disappointment for me. Niners looked good though, dude, and Deebo Samuel's a freaking monster.
That's what I was saying. The Niners they're a complete football team. As long as Jimmy G does not. And this is what I told you. I remember I was like, Jimmy G's been hot at the end of these games. He was not hot at the end of that game. God almighty, he was not. Oh my God,
it's just Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, I mean he played pretty good the first 3 quarters, which is like opposite of normal Jimmy G, and then he decides to snap his quarterback sneak without his O-line being set because he's a dummy. But yeah, man, I thought the Niners looked good. The other team that I was very impressed by was the Bengals, man. The Bengals.
That's my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, Bengals won.
God, the Bengals look good.
I think you guys might have been, our junior was on to something, I think, there with picking the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl.
I think they
have side of the conference.
They got a good path. So they play the Titans, which is a very beatable team. And then, we'll see who comes out on the other end. But I think they have a really good chance to come out of the AFC. They're young, though.
They are young.
That's the fault.
Issue.
So how does the rest of the AFC look for the playoffs?
So it's Bengals, Titans, 49ers, Packers, Rams, Bucks, and Bills, Chiefs. So that's what we're looking at for the playoffs.
I think the only real upset in the wild card week was the Cowboys. I think all the other games played out pretty much as planned. Eagles are trash.
Yeah.
Played like trash.
I do remember saying I didn't think there was much room for upsets.
I thought the big game was the Cowboys. I thought the Rams-Cardinals would be a little better of a game.
The Cardinals really crumbled.
That was an upset.
You guys called that.
That was an upset in a different aspect. And by the way, Rams was my sleeper pick for the Super Bowl. They look
Rams look
crazy good. And so the Rams are going to be playing the Bucks, right? The Bucks got 2 offensive linemen that are out. They're out, and that's the way you beat Tom Brady.
Yep.
You get pressure on him, you get him uncomfortable, and what better team to do it?
Than Aaron Donald.
I feel like this is the game where the Bucks get upset this weekend.
I don't even know if. Well, I would say it's probably going to be called an upset numbers wise, but
the Bucks are the favorite.
It's going to be played in Tampa Bay, but I don't think it should be that big of an upset. The Rams look real good, and the Bucks are really hurt.
I wanted to ask you guys about the Bills Chiefs. Is it Bills Chiefs?
Yep.
Yeah, Bills Chiefs. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Bills Chiefs looks like it's going to be crazy if the Bills play anything like they just did.
Yep.
I mean, they talk about teams looking good. That was insane.
I don't know if anybody actually knows how, because their regular season was kind of like subpar. It felt like they were so hot.
It was a roller coaster, man.
Yeah, they were so hot
in a really bad division.
Yeah,
but have y'all seen their defensive numbers? They were first in pretty much all categories defensively, and it just didn't feel like that all year. It did not. I saw that.
That's
I was
a huge shocker.
They were first in all categories, but first in points, first in yards, like everything. I was like,
if they're going to score nothing but touchdowns
crazy.
on a 100% ratio, that sounds like a pretty
I
good
think it's
combo.
going to be a good game. I think it's going to be probably like a 35, 36 or 37 kind of game.
You know what I thought was funny in that game? It was like -6 degrees, and I was watching these players on the field, they look like Superman out here with their freeze breath, just blowing out cold wind. Like, it was so crazy looking.
I don't know how anybody could play football like that, dude. Imagine that.
They have. I'm pretty sure they have like some kind of lubricant they put all over their bodies, and it deflects the cold.
They just have like permanent icy hot on. They just go to the sideline and put icy hot on.
Dude, that sounds terrible. That's
Dude,
terrible
that would be
idea.
That would make it so much colder.
Yeah, but then you get the heat after.
No, it'd be like warm for a minute, and then just be like, oh my god, it's freezing. Like, this is such a bad idea. What the hell are we doing out here? Forget what's his name had what do you call that when you go like surfing or scuba diving? What is that suit you wear? Dang, I'm blanking on that.
The scuba suit.
Is it a scuba suit?
Yeah, that's what Tom Brady used to do.
A wetsuit. Yeah, that dude was wearing a straight up wetsuit. Like,
yeah, Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady passed that on actually.
yeah, Patriots
Tom Brady
quarterback.
used to do that.
Straight up wetsuit, like, which it didn't help because he did not play.
He didn't play that bad, man. He had an okay
not well
game.
enough to.
Not well enough to beat a team who scored 7 touchdowns on 7 drives, but
Yeah, I think he had like 2 incompletions or something like that. Like,
something stupid.
it was ridiculous.
What are the other matchups? So Bengals Titans. Let's make quick picks. Bengals Titans. I think the
Bengals,
Titans
man.
are gonna win. I want to see the Bengals win though.
I'm going
think the
Bengals. That's
Titans-
my
So Paul, you're
Super
picking
Bowl pick.
Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
going.
Titans, especially if Derrick Henry's playing.
I think that's a really good call, dude. Titans are one of the teams. It seems like in the playoffs lately that pull out wins when it matters in the playoffs.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna go Bengals for that one.
Niners Packers.
Bengals look good, man. I'll be happy if they win.
Niners
I love me some
Packers.
Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna go. How is the Packers line defense or offensive line?
Dude, they're good.
They're
they
solid
have David
everywhere.
Bakhtiari out, but I mean, even after
Did
that,
any of
they've
you
been.
guys see what happened to Bosa because he left that game?
Yeah, dude, he like broke
against
his
the
neck.
Cowboys. Yeah, so he's
no,
done.
he didn't actually break his neck, but it looked like it. That dude he's concussed for sure. So
is he gonna play though?
I don't think they know yet. If he's out, I mean that's gonna hurt him big time.
I think I go Green Bay because even
I'm
if
going
even
Green
if he
Bay
does
regardless.
play, yeah.
I'll go Green Bay even if
Unanimous Green Bay?
Yeah.
Green
Okay.
Bay's
Who's
too
next?
full
Rams,
round. They're gonna be
Bucks.
in Lambeau.
Rams Bucks. That's a really tough call. I can't go against Tom Brady there. I go TB12.
That's a tough game, man. That is a tough game. I'm gonna go underdog there. I'm gonna go Rams. I think Stafford pulls it out.
I'm gonna go Rams too, just because
I'm
think
calling 2 picks for Stafford, 3 touchdowns. They win.
I think their defensive line is actually gonna make a
Yeah,
a
I think
difference in this
defensively
game.
they're gonna put a lot of pressure on Tom Brady, especially if their O-line's hurt.
All right, so Bills Chiefs. Oh, that's the tough one.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think that's the hardest game of the division round.
That's a big
For me.
one, man.
That's tough.
I think I did pick Chiefs to go all the way, so I'm gonna go Chiefs.
So you have to pick them.
It doesn't feel great after
I'm
watching
gonna-
that.
I'm actually, I picked Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl out the AFC, but I'm gonna go against my pick, man. I'm going to. After seeing the Bills, how the
Is that
Bills
allowed?
played last week, the Bills looked unstoppable. And did you see? Okay,
the
so my
Chiefs-
thing about the Chiefs is, man, they are slow starting, and if they're slow starting, the only reason that game wasn't that close is because they played the Steelers, and the Steelers suck.
Hey,
So
hold on.
I think.
Hold on. Paul, I was texting Paul, and Paul's like, dude, I think the Steelers could upset them. Like, I think they got a chance. And I was like, Paul, the Chiefs just scored 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes, and it took 3 quarters for the Steelers to do the same. Like, there's
Dude, they
no
scored
way.
35 points. They scored 35 points in 10 minutes.
Like,
10
there's-
straight minutes.
So you know what they make me think of? They make me think of the Warriors when they had KD. Like they could be down by
Yeah.
20 or 30, and that lead would just disappear within like a 3-minute window.
That's what
of
happened to
guys
them
just
against the Texans.
hitting 3 balls.
They were down
And
21-0.
it's the same
and
thing with the Chiefs, where they can put up points so quickly because they're so explosive.
Yeah, so the Chiefs, for me, I was texting Junior and I was like, I think the only way the Steelers have a shot of winning this game is if they get at least 3 turnovers. And then they get a touchdown, right? First turnover, and then they get a pick. I was like, uh-oh, they got 2. What's going to happen? And they don't get a first down, like, the first half. So the reason I'm going Bills is because I think the Bills have a better defense. So the Chiefs are going to probably start slow.
Did you guys see the story with Ben Roethlisberger and Najee Harris?
No.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger was on a radio show or somewhere, and he basically said, "We don't have a chance. Let's just go out there and have fun."
Yeah.
And Najee Harris posted a derogatory term of that quote on his Instagram and said, "What is this guy saying or whatever?"
I don't know if he was serious or if he was just trying to troll a little bit.
I think Najee Harris was joking, but
no, I'm talking Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know if he was serious.
I think Ben was pretty serious.
Nobody gave him a shot, at all. No. It wasn't going to happen. Anyway, so I still need to make my pick for Bills Chiefs. I'm going to go Chiefs. I think Mahomes he's still Mahomes. They still got the cheetah. I'm going to go Chiefs. But it's going to...
Does that wrap them up?
Exciting games. If anything, I think the Packers are going to win pretty easily. But everything else, I think, is going to be pretty...
It's going to be some good
tight.
Games.
But
cool.
Oh, hey, did you guys see freaking Bruce Arians knock out his safety?
Dude, you got fined $50K for that.
Dude just came out of the sideline and just bop right over his dude's head. It got.
It seems like Bruce Arians. So he's a little reckless, huh?
It was funny, but
he is, dude.
He got a little Antonio Brown in him, don't he?
Oh, gosh.
Talking about that, though, that also reminded me of the UFC fights they got going on this weekend. You got Ngannou versus...
Speaking of knocking guys out.
Cyril Gagne. The pretty big fights. And then Brandon Moreno. And we haven't really... we want to take the opportunity to talk about UFC, too, because we are UFC fans or MMA fans, too. So kind of want to get into that a little bit. Sam, you got something?
So for this card in particular that's happening this weekend, let's see, what day is Saturday, the 22nd. It's a pretty big fight card. There's 2 championship fights, the co-main event and then the main event. So for me, I'm actually more excited about the co-main event. So I want to talk about that, and then I'll let you guys say what you want on the main event. So the co-main event is a flyweight bout. It is a trilogy fight. So if you guys have not seen these guys fight, they have fought twice already, and they were absolute wars. So the fight is between Brandon Moreno and Davidson Figueiredo. Mm-hmm. Figueiredo was the reigning champion, their first fight. Moreno was the contender. They fought. They went to war for all 5 rounds. It was dead even, and it ended in a draw. So that doesn't happen a lot in the UFC for anybody that doesn't watch MMA. That does not happen often. Both fighters agreed, with that choice too. I don't think either one of them was really upset with that. So that set up the second fight, and they knew it was going to be a really good fight based on the first one. And Moreno actually took the second fight on a submission late in the fight, kind of once he wore down Figueiredo. And I think that's I think he's found something there. I think Figueiredo does tire out because he comes in at a pretty strong flyweight. You can just tell that he's got a lot of muscle and weight compared to most other flyweights. And with that brings us into the third fight. I don't know if we want to predict it or anything, but for me, I'm really excited about it to see the trilogy, and I do think Moreno will win it again.
Yeah, for me, I don't know too much about those fighters. Cyril Gagne and Ngannou is the bigger fight for me, just because Ngannou is that dude's an animal. That guy is crazy power, and
gorilla.
He touches people and they go to sleep. It's crazy.
If any of you guys listening haven't seen a true heavyweight ever knock somebody out with like just real heavyweight power, go and like YouTube Francis Ngannou, NGANNOU knockouts.
Yeah.
And you will see these guys who are 260 pounds just flop down like a chicken with no legs or something. I don't know.
As if they're not
it's
260
ugly,
pounds. Like they.
It's ugly, these knockouts. They look
Dude,
just
that
completely
Stipe
lifeless.
knockout was bad.
Yeah, that was a.
Dude,
That
the Alistair
was
Overeem?
bad.
Did you guys see him
Alistair
knock out
Overeem.
Alistair?
Dude, Overeem too. All of his
Violent.
knockouts,
Oh my
man, they're
goodness.
just
It's
hard to
nasty.
watch.
But Gagne is
Ridiculous power.
Gon's not a he's no slouch, man. So I'm curious to see who wins that one. This is the last fight for Ngannou on his contract, though.
Yeah.
He's tired of getting paid the small
chump
bucks.
change.
He wants millions of dollars, at least $1 million.
You can't
per
really
fight.
blame him for that, man.
It's a huge thing in the UFC right now. Like I've been watching the UFC for a good while. Georges St. Pierre is still my favorite fighter, and it's been so good. And typically the big star fighters are the ones who get paid, and then these other guys, they don't really make too much, and that's a huge topic going on right now. Is these UFC
even like
fighter
the
pay?
big guys, they make the big guys in the UFC make good money, but it's still nothing compared to like other sports like boxing. Obviously, there's more people I think you have to pay directly in UFC than there is boxing. There's a lot more freedom in boxing to make that money, but it is definitely an issue, and it's kind of it's crazy that it's gotten so severe that the reigning heavyweight champion is already like, I'm going somewhere else because I'm not getting what I'm asking for here.
Yeah.
And he's
he's
holding
blowing
what
up.
his value is, and he's definitely valuable.
He's huge, man. He's the for me the heavyweight fight is what I'm looking forward to. I just it's gonna be a good fight, man. Gain is like an all around heavyweight. He's a good boxer, striker, grappler. He can wrestle. Like he is a all around fighter. Like
I think what
the
will
real
happen,
deal.
we'll see Gan or Gan. I don't know how to say his last name. Cyril Gan, I think is how you say it. We'll see him try to take down Francis Ngannou, and if he can, I think he can control the fight. If he can't take him down, like Stipe in their last fight, try to take down Ngannou, and Ngannou totally
It's a tough
blocked
task.
it. Yeah, if you can't get him down and you have to fight him 5 rounds standing up,
It's
you're
gonna be a
gonna
tough
get
fight.
folded like a lawn chair at some point.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Wet
It's
paper
inevitable.
towel.
You will get folded.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Yeah, it's so we'll, as we go further recording more podcasts, we'll have more UFC talks because we are actually really big fans. Do you guys have anything else to talk about with? Oh man, actually, so I don't know why this brings me up to like, so I just thought about like Ngannou, right? He hits you like a freaking truck, right? Did you guys see the video of the reporter who got hit by a car live on TV? No.
What?
There's a reporter who got hit by a car live on TV. She was just on the side. She was doing
Yikes.
like a weather report, and there was like a burst pipe or something. And she's doing the report live, and then a car takes a turn and it hits her. And it's one of those things. It's a good hit. Like she got hit pretty good. She falls on the floor, and she's like, "Oh my god, I just got hit by a car." And then she's like narrating
Just like
it.
still reporting.
She's like, I just got
nothing
hit by a
reporting.
car. And she was like telling the lady comes out of the car and she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. You're so sweet." She's like, "This actually happened to me in college." Like, I was like, what? It was
What
so
the-
funny. Like, it was crazy when it happened. I was like, "Oh my god, is she okay?" And then as it kept going, it got kind of funny. And meanwhile, the dude in the studio was just like, "Oh, wow. Well, you never know what you're gonna get on live TV." And like, dude's a robot. But like, I just thought about like Ngannou freaking hitting you like a freaking Mack truck. It just reminded me of that girl getting hit by a car in a live TV. But anyways, random thought. But actually, so we probably want to get into the gaming side of it. side of it. So one thing we
I
want to
think
talk
so.
about, DV gaming, the origin, right? So the DV is a big thing for us. There's a ton of DVs so for me, myself, I'm DV Macho, Paul's DV Socks, Sam DV Slasty. But there's a lot of DVs out there that are associated with us. And why don't you guys tell us how that origin started? Because I kind of jumped on that bandwagon. You guys kind of started it.
So I think it really kind of started originally. I think around Call of Duty Ghost is when we first brought out the Devious. So what DV stands for is Devious Esports, and that's whenever Call of Duty Ghost came out, and they released a mechanic that had never been released in any kind of like game before. It was I
think it was Clan Wars.
Clan Wars, yeah. Which was like something that had never been done. It was like a competitive weekly thing, and it was like, honestly, if they would bring something like that again, I think that would bring a lot of popularity back to Call of Duty, because that was awesome.
Yeah, what would happen? You would go head to head with your clanmates. I think there had to be a set amount. You had to have at least 4 or 5 clanmates in your party for it to count, and you would be set up every day against a new clan, and you had to dominate the gaming leaderboards for that whole day. And if you had more time with more game modes, like there would be team deathmatch, search and destroy,
domination,
capture the flag, domination, right? So if we won a domination game and then they hadn't played domination yet, we would gain control over domination. And then we would be playing team deathmatch. If they hadn't won a team deathmatch game yet and we did, then we would gain control of team deathmatch. And whoever had the most control of the game modes would win the clan war. And so that's how we created Devious Esports gaming. Now we're not esports or anything like that. We just kind of kept it for fun. It's just Devious Sports and Gaming. So that's what the DV is. That's the origin. I wanted to talk about a few of the other DVs and along with ourselves. And I think it would be fun for listeners to kind of hear what our general like gaming styles are, so they get some insight into what we play like. So let's start with us, so viewers can get used to that, and then we'll kind of branch it out to a few other DVs that they might not have heard of. So I'll go first and talk about how I view. I guess I'll do Junior, and then maybe Paul, you can do me or vice versa. But so for me as a DV playing with Junior, DV Macho,
let's go.
I would say his overall gaming style is like it's very much how we talk about it now. He's glue. I definitely think he's glue guy.
Let's go, glue guy.
But he's also plug and play. So like he does whatever we need him to. You know, if he needs to be doing a specific role, like being a tanky player, he'll make that sacrifice. If he needs to run up and maybe be a distraction of some sort,
catch that lead. That's all right. You can
catch some lead for the greater good of the team. If we're playing Search and Destroy, we need someone to take that risk of going to plant the bomb, maybe without good cover. He's the guy we're sending in. So that's Junior. I would say he's more of like, not that it's a bad thing, but he's like a lower level tier skill player. But I do think overall team wise, he's very team oriented.
Very
which
big
is huge.
role in the team.
Right. He's very team oriented. Actually, I would say like 100% team oriented.
Yeah.
So that's huge for us, especially when we're playing games with Paul. So.
Okay. Well, since Sam did me, I guess I'll do Sam, and then Paul will do himself. I'm just kidding. No, but I think I like that. I think with how you describe me, I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty lower skilled, but I play to have fun, and I play to be a part of the team. And I call myself glue guy just because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel important. But
super glue.
But
really glue.
I love playing. I love laughing. I love joking. I try to make it lighthearted when I'm in the games. But Sam, all right. So DV Slasty. The way I see Sam is that he's the blueprint guy. That's how I see him. Like he's the schemer. He's the planner. Like, hey, how are we gonna do this? Hey, we need to do this. He's the tactical guy. of always kind of taking that lead of like what we need to be doing and where we need to go, thinking of how are we going to overcome something. And then for him himself also, he's a pretty well-rounded player. I feel like he can play most any positions he needs to, and he learns very quickly. So he can be a good attacker. He can be a good healer. If he needs to be a tank, he can be good at that. And he picks up things very quickly. And I think he's a well-rounded, very good player for pretty much anything. And that's pretty much how I see Sam. You can get pretty into it too. You get pretty serious about that.
I think that comes along with being like the guy who's doing the blueprint. You know, I'm always thinking like, how are we? The reason I am that way is because I'm thinking, how are we going to take this W? So when we're not taking the W, it doesn't feel so good all the time. I can get a little heated.
Yeah, that's where I counterbalance you.
That's where you help. You know, we need the guy in there making sure we're actually taking it not so serious and having fun.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I guess we could kind of double team Paul. Paul's
yeah, when I think of Paul, he's like high skill level player, right? So would you want for me, I know as a tactician person, I want my highest skill guy out there making the plays. I want him up front, giving us the big advantage wherever we need it. And I think for Paul, that is generally taking over like attack damage carry roles of some sort. When you need a player to carry you to a win by doing damage, I think that's what I think of when I think of Paul. I don't think he really suggests a whole lot generally, like tactics-wise. Occasionally he'll make those calls, but it's not very often.
I see him as the person who can carry us to victories very often.
Yeah,
he is a game changer, and he's yeah, he's good. He's got skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he changes the game when he's in it. The only thing that I do think with Paul is if he's not having it that day, and he kind of loses that.
Yeah,
motivation.
So I think there's a double. That's the double-edged sword with Paul, right? Because
I feel that.
Specifically with like Call of Duty or Overwatch, when he's playing those attack damage carry roles, and he's really up there trying to carry the win for us. Sometimes he's got to be right up in there, and he's got to take that risk of taking an early 1v1 or maybe a 2v1. And a lot of times he comes out with those, but then there's games where he just dies immediately 6 times in a row.
Yep.
And we either lose or somehow overcome it to win.
Or he makes a play at the end and we end up winning. Like
Just
right, or in the
some
last
random
clutch
ult.
round he'll get 4 kills and win. So he's definitely that guy, double-sided, but for the most part I want to say like he's making the plays.
he's making the big plays for sure.
Well, I'm going to put a little
hey,
word
Paul,
on
do you
both
wanna
of you
talk-
guys.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna describe Junior on a play that happened today. So we jumped on Overwatch a little bit today. It made me crack up so hard because me and Desiree had just jumped on, and we're spectating, and of course we jump in and we're spectating Junior, right? I don't know why it does that every time. So we're spectating Junior, and like you guys are struggling. You guys like in a good Overwatch game. Like y'all aren't running. Like every fight is a good team fight.
Super contested,
Yes.
yeah.
And so Junior's playing Winston, right? Which is people who don't play Overwatch. Winston's a very mobile player. He jumps around the map, has like a shield for himself. So he's
He's a
very
big
mobile.
gorilla.
He jumps back and forth and does like a lot of like push. So Junior's playing Winston, right? And they're like getting a little tense because the game's getting tense and like they're struggling a little bit. And randomly, like me and Desiree just sitting here watching, right? And Junior's just like, all right, I'm going in. And he's like, oh, I just fell off the map. I literally jumped off the map. That, for me, is what describes Junior's gameplay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right when you need him the
Right
most,
when we
he
got in
jumps
and
off the
started
map.
spectating, all we hear is Junior say, I
Here-
just jumped off the map. I
Here's
just
what
killed
happened.
myself."
I jumped in, I killed somebody, I was trying to jump back out to help our guys where they were at, and I jumped off of the map. And I was like I
Killed
do
himself.
something good, and then immediately
That's-
jump off the
that's-
mat and just like, well, all right.
That's what Junior is for me when we play. He brings that humor. He's that guy who makes those plays where he just randomly kills himself. Or even if we're on Call of Duty, he'll be on a spot where you got to make a jump, and he will never make that jump and fall off the map.
I got a clip coming for that.
We got some clips of that, so you guys will see some of that on our socials. But that's Junior for me. He brings the fun, man. He makes the lobbies fun. Sam, I think Sam's tactical. I think the blueprint is very accurate for him. He likes to know every player. He likes to kind of learn all of them to get some kind of knowledge on everybody, which is good because you learn how to counter that kind of stuff, which is really good. He's also the guy on Call of Duty who runs through every single gun. So he'll do one of two things, right? He'll either be like, I'm just gonna go through all the guns. I'm in that kind of mood. So he will just make 15, 20 classes of just every single gun and just change. We'll be on Shipment. Those who don't know Shipment in Call of Duty is the smallest map like ever. Smallest. You literally spawn in front of people. And he'll be like, I'm on snipers. And you were on Shipment. Like that's how he plays the game. Like he will literally just run through his guns. Then doesn't even care about the maps. That's also how. So he likes to use everything in the games to their max. He also likes to make absolutely awful classes to make it fun. So that's also interesting. He's very tactical and likes to learn every aspect of the game, which is pretty cool.
It depends what mood I'm in, right? Because I can go the carry mode and I can hang with you, right? I can be that guy there. I can't be the main carry player, but I can be the next level and be right behind you helping if I want to and play that serious way, or I'll just play tactical because I feel like I can survive a match and do well with a stupid class that I've made because I know how the game works so well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can play to my dumb class and still do well. But I think that's funny you pointed that out.
I guess lastly, for myself, I see myself, I'm very competitive. I was competitive on Fortnite for a little while, trying to be very competitive in that game. I'm very competitive. I think Sam's the biggest rager. I think Sam is the rager of the lobby.
There's some raging in there.
It depends what we're playing, though. If we're on Overwatch, I think Sam's the rager. If we're on Call of Duty, I'm definitely the rager. But I think I am very solo player oriented. I like to do damage. I like to move quick. I like to be out in the trenches. Yeah. Fighting everybody, doing what I can to hopefully carry or do as much as I can to help us win. That's kind of how I play my play style. Almost in every game, Call of Duty, Overwatch, Fortnite. I kind of have that solo play style, and I've tried to kind of build my skills around that. But I can also play other roles too. I can play heroes
for sure.
or whatever we need.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I wanted to hear you describe the first DV Derp, I guess, or DV. I just gave it away. The first DV we can introduce is DV Derp. That is Paul's wife.
Yeah,
she's been a part of DV since me and Paul and a few of his friends at the very beginning started it on Ghost.
Yeah,
she's been there. So DV Derp.
She is
Paul, do you want to describe her play?
She's definitely one of the OGs of DV, man. She's definitely been there a good while, and she fills her role very well. So for her in Call of Duty, one thing that I always give her stuff about is, so on Call of Duty Ghost, when we first started playing, she had this class that she loved. I don't know why. She ran an LMG with a silencer and a thermal scope, and she would literally sit corners with this thing and fight close range, long range. I don't know what it was about that gun in her, but she loved that gun. But so I think she's a very team oriented player too. I would say she's a little more skilled than what Junior is, but she's very good at being a support player.
She is definitely way more skilled.
Very support player oriented. She can be attacker, but even when she is attacker, she kind of has a little bit of a support feel. But she's very tanky, like being a push player, or she's very good at healing, where she can be supportive on that kind of play style. But I think her play style is built around helping everybody else with her play.
Yeah. So for me, with playing with Dez for all those years, when I think of her on Call of Duty, I think of assault rifle player for me.
Yeah.
I think of her being an extremely accurate assault rifle player, which is cool because you need that. You need those mid to long range people that are will snap on people. And she's developed that, I feel like. I think at the beginning she used to not be that way, but now she's definitely that player. And then if we're talking about something like Overwatch, or a game where there's really defined roles. I think for me, she does best in like the healing type role.
Yeah.
She's just very comprehensive on like finding the teammates that need her. So I think that's what I think about.
Yeah. So I think with that, let's just do some rapid firing of some DVs that people can expect to see us playing with and be kind of more associated with the podcast and that kind of thing. So for one, DV Bean, that's our sister. She's actually going to be our first interview at the end of this month. And yeah, DV Bean, she's our sister. She's awesome. She's fun. She's just like me, really fun.
Very energetic.
Very positive, loves learning the games, and she's definitely more skilled than me also. But yeah, she's a little quirky also. Who else we got?
Sam, you do the next one.
Well, the next one I can think of is DV Sauce. So that's Kyle. Kyle's our my brother-in-law. I guess does that make him all of our brother-in-laws?
He's our brother-in-law.
So Kyle's he's really the fourth brother. Kyle is a bred and true rager.
Yes. Yes.
If you need a good rager in the line,
I love to hear
get DV Sauce in there. It is awesome. It's like the level of... One time me and Kyle were playing 2K and we were still living together, and he is raging so bad that I couldn't even say anything because I was laughing so hard. So he finally quits raging and hears me laughing in the other room because of how hard he was raging. And we just start crying laughing because he realized like how ridiculous it was. That's DV Sauce and Kyle.
Who else do we got?
Recently we've had DV Guy come back.
Yeah, we picked up Guy.
made a return.
He had a hiatus, but he was kind of he was there during Ghost, I think, too. Actually, I don't know if he was part of.
I think
the
he was the
back
back
then,
end
but
of
he was
Ghost.
there. Yep.
He's made a return, and it's
Guy is a very similar to Junior, team-oriented, lower-level skill.
I still
not
think he's
as
more
funny as Junior.
I think he's still more skilled than me. Honestly,
I think when I think of Taro, I think of an accurate player, but very slow play.
Yeah, I can see
player.
that. Slow play.
Yeah.
So he's accurate in a slow playing role, but if he's in a fast-paced role, he becomes inaccurate.
yeah. It's I'm happy he's back. It's been a little while since DV.
He's definitely been fun. It's been fun to play with him.
It's been a little while since he's been in our parties, and it's good to see him back. But with all of these DVs, we hope that we can get some other people to play with us as we continue to do this thing. Yeah, build a community and have some fun doing it. But we talked about COD a lot, and something that I saw in the news was that Activision is filing a lawsuit against, what is this? Engine Owning, the name of a service that provides some cheats for people who play Call of Duty, and they're suing them, I guess, to, hold them accountable for, lowering their product.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of cheating in Warzone specifically. A lot of aimbotting. People can. It's rough.
I don't know how they let it
cheating.
get so bad, because it's to the point now where every game almost has some kind of cheater in it, whether they're flying or aimbot, which is I think why.
Cars.
And me being on PC, you play with a lot more of them because it's a lot easier to get cheating, hacking on PC software.
Right.
So that's kind of what strayed me from Warzone a little bit, but it's so common. And they Warzone just released a patch too, where they kind of did something like Fortnite, where they put a security system in it to sense when people are cheating. But literally the next day, there's already people posting videos of people cheating. I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's like they can't stop it.
Yeah,
I don't see how people think it's fun. We were in a lobby at one time playing, and they were throwing every other round, but it's literally just aimbot, right on you, kill you, right on you, kill you, right on you, kill you. It was so bad and so noticeable, And I'm like, why is that? That's not fun. Like, you have no skill in that. Like,
enjoyable?
you literally.
Yeah, we were in that one. I know I said it was in Warzone, but we were playing Cold War, Search and Destroy, and every other round, like you were saying, this guy was cheating against us, and he was literally sniping us through walls. You could see him aiming at a wall, and then he would like put his crosshair right on where we were behind the wall and shoot at the wall, and we would die. It's like, that is blatant cheating.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it was so bad. It was really, really bad. And it
definitely
makes you not
been
want
on
to
the-
play. It's like, why am I going to
But
play against this type of people?
On the bright side of that happening, another big thing happened with Xbox and Call of Duty. Microsoft bought Activision,
Blizzard.
and Call of Duty. So there's two ways I think that can go. It can be a really good thing to where they can make some, dramatic changes that they need to. The other way it could go is it stays kind of the same, and they give Activision the resources to keep making the games.
That's kind of how I feel it playing out. I feel like it's almost more of like a marketing thing for them. I don't really know if anything's going to change much. I would hope some stuff in like the Call of Duty field changes, because the Call of Duty games have been kind of bland. It's been pretty hard to enjoy like every Call of Duty consistently. So that's like the one game I'd want to see some kind of change in, whether it's like releasing one game every other year and just building that game, or like anything like that. But I feel like it's going to be mainly just marketing, having the bigger name sell the games.
Yeah,
and make them.
It'll be interesting to see what comes of it in the coming years. I don't think anything major right now, right in the beginning, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully,
It's going to be
for the
interesting.
better.
Microsoft is buying everything, man.
Oh yeah, everything, huh?
Everything.
Microsoft and Amazon.
Yeah, Microsoft, Amazon, and Disney. They're just owning everything. I definitely wanted to get something, though, sneak something in here, because we didn't talk about it too much. Y'all weren't aware. But, so Fortnite did something huge this last week on Tuesday. Tilted Towers is back in Fortnite. And it's crazy, because, like, it's to the point where, like, even people like Nick Merckx came back and, like, play Fortnite now. Like, Fortnite did something. I think they realized that their game was starting to, like, take a pretty big hit in this last season. And they're like, we got to do something game-changing. And Tilted is back, man. And I have not been able to play it yet, but it definitely has grabbed my attention a little bit. So I want us to get back into it.
It brings me back to a good time when the building wasn't absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's when the game was like very.
You could
enjoyable.
go to Tilted and use the buildings for cover instead of having to build your cover.
Hey,
Instead
what do you
of
guys?
breaking the walls,
What do you guys think if they took out building?
the game would die.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I'm just
I think
curious.
so. That's what
like-
makes the game.
What if they just put a game mode in?
Yeah, without
of
building.
no building.
Well,
Well,
they've
how would you
done
farm?
that.
Huh?
They've done
Have
that.
they done that?
They've done like game modes like that, but it's like kind of like a creative-ish game mode. Then they also, whenever like back in the map change days, when they used to do a lot to the map, they like made this one spot where you couldn't build. But then they had
Oh,
the
yeah, I
issue of
remember
like
that.
these competitive. It was Tilted
Yeah.
town. It was like an old school country area, and but they ran into the problems of like competitive game modes ending in those spots. And like these, I don't know if anybody or any listeners have watched like competitive Fortnite. These end games are crazy. It's
Yeah.
like just builds everywhere.
Yeah, it
So
is
for these
crazy.
guys to get into like a spot where they can't build, it just like made everything absolutely
Does
crazy.
not
It just
compute.
everything was haywire. Yeah, it was haywire. So it just like completely blew up the mechanics of the game. I don't think Fortnite would make it without building.
It would definitely be not the same game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I just wish everybody sucked at building again.
I definitely want us
then I
to get
could-
back on though and drop and Tilted a couple times with the 40 other people that dropped it and see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll have to set up like a streaming day and try to have some people drop in with us.
Yeah, but with that, so I think the next thing to look forward to is our next podcast is going to be an interview. It's going to be our very first interview with DV Bean, and we're going to talk about just a whole bunch of things of who she is, what she does for content, what she plays, what got her into gaming. Reese is in the house, which for people who don't know, that's Sam's dog. She's on the camera right
She
now.
is hilarious.
She
Touch her
wants
nose.
to get in the mic. No.
But yeah, so DB Bean next week. Please reach out for that if you would really like to get to know one of these content creators, streamer, aspiring streamer, that kind of thing, and what she does that's successful. Please listen, because it'll be very beneficial for you, and also beneficial for her, and also beneficial for us. So with that said, I think we'll call it a night or day, depending where you guys are at in the world and the time.
Yeah, man. It's a wrap. Keep an eye out for the recording for Bean. Should drop on the 31st of January.
It's going to be lit.
This episode will be coming out on... Oh, crap. Wow, I wasn't prepared for this. What day? The 24th.
24th.
So, this episode drops 24th. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You guys will hear it whenever it drops. Damn it.